What is going on, guys? It is Maskman here, and welcome to Sakura's Spirit. I've been playing some quote-unquote dating games recently with the new boot up of my channel, and I decided, why not play these infamous games from Steam, because it'll make for interesting content to say the least, and it's clickbait too, so that'll go well. But let's see what the hubbub of these games are all about, and just hit start game. Every person has a dream they wish to pursue. Yet, as people grow up, they often come to realize the truth. Dreams are nothing more than fairy tales. At least, that's what most people say. Then, what about those who end up accomplishing their dreams? Are they merely incredibly lucky? Every man has a dream he wants to accomplish. However, there's something really important you should know, my boy. A real man doesn't give up on his dream, no matter what overwhelming challenge he might have to face. I still remember those foolish words my dad used to say, but despite their silly nature, I found myself inspired by them. Ever since I was a young child, I've been interested in martial arts. It didn't matter whether I watched the match on television or read a manga about some heroic martial artist. It has always been my dream to become a martial artist one day. Of course, it was a bit childish of me to think that I could become a hero simply by learning martial arts. Even though I already understood that superheroes were nothing more than figments of my imagination, I still had a desire to use my strength for the sake of others. My name is Gushkin Takahiro, a 17-year-old rising judo star. And no, that's not me bragging. I'm actually about to take part in a tournament 2 weeks from now that could make or break my career in an international level. Of course, I was excited about the opportunity to finally accomplish my dreams of represent my country at a sport that I loved, but the same excitement also made me feel incredibly nervous. And while those worrisome thoughts haunted my mind, a familiar voice resounded from outside the window. "Oi, Taka-kun, get your butt in gear." Okay, I'll be right there, Koyomi." Not wanting to keep Koyomi waiting, I quickly dashed towards the front door to let her in, not even realizing that I was still in my pajamas. "Hold on a second, Koyomi. Gotta grab my shoes before we head off to school." "Really? I never realized our school had a strict uniform or sleepwear policy. Nice jammies, by the way. Did you borrow them from your mom?" For a moment, my eyes drifted downwards, noticing that I was indeed wearing my pajamas. I let out a groan of annoyance and marched back towards my room. Bah, there's nothing wrong with my jammies. The Golden Knight is a famous comic book hero in the West. Besides, not everyone prefers to sleep naked like you. Mumbling those words, I started stripping out of my clothes, not particularly minding the presence of the girl behind me. That only happened once. You know very well it was super hot that night, and geez, when before you stripped naked in front of me, you idiot. You didn't seem to mind it when we were little. Maybe you want me to turn around instead? No, stop. Don't make me kick your ass. I decided to tease her enough and quickly pull on my pants, proceeding with the remaining few items of clothing before I was suitably dressed for school. I'm 4 minutes into the game and holy shit. Besides, I had a reason for being so distracted. You've been distracted a lot lately. What's going on in that hollow skull of yours? It's that upcoming match. I have no idea how anyone can remain calm when an international career is at stake. I wouldn't be surprised if I had made up enough doomsday scenarios to fill up the apocalypse genre. Oh right, the judo thing. I'm sure you'll do fine. I've seen some of your matches, and you kick butt. And of course, if you're already worried, you would always pray. Or could always pray. Pray? What, don't tell me you don't know? It's one of the school's legends. Apparently there's some shrine out in the forest that, if you pray to it, brings you good luck. Ikikawa-san said that his sister prayed to it the night before her exam, and she got a perfect score. A shrine that is said to bring good luck? Sounds like bogus to me. But at this point, I'm going to try anything, I guess. Ask Ikikawa-san about the location. I'm not exactly in the mood to get lost in the forest and end up in a modern-day Tarzan. Well, whatever. If you do go looking, at least send me a message and let me know. And will you hurry up? We're going to be late again. A hero is never too early, nor are they too late. They arrive precisely when they are needed. But for the sake of avoiding detention, let's hurry. That's a wizard, not a hero, genius. How can one person be such a sports nerd and such a geek at the same time? Let's not forget the Casanova and the Man of the Year candidate bits. They're important details. I doubt you'd qualify for either of them, Pajama Boy. Anyway, let us boldly go where everyone has gone before. To school. Ugh, nerd. Several hours later, in this amazing game with the dots. And a lot more dots. So many more dots. Later that day, I finally got a chance to talk to my classmate about the location of the shrine that Koyomi had mentioned earlier. Gym was the last thing on the schedule for today, so once people got ready to go home, I approached the guy. Hey Ikikawa, is it true that your sister discovered some shrine that's said to bring good luck? Oh, let me guess, you want to date her. Well, even though I do have to admit that she's very attractive, I'm afraid she's already going out with someone. Not to mention, you're not her type. I already got my hands full dealing with Koyomi. Can you keep your sister to yourself? Jokes aside, I'm more interested in that shrine. Did she mention where she found it? I didn't know there was anything near the forest aside from the dojo. Oh, well, she said something about it being near a river, and quite high up. To be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention to when she was going on about it. I mean, she was wearing this top, and it was tight, and... Stop! I seriously don't need to hear the details, and I doubt anyone else here is interested. So, do you know anyone who might have heard about the shrine? Are you guys talking about that lucky shrine out in the forest? The one and only. According to Ikikawa's sister, there's supposed to be one near a river. I don't know about that. There's this fiery girl at the Sakura dojo who knows more about it. Wait, are you talking about Aria-sama? About this tall, ridiculously strong, and super scary? Words? That's the one. Oh, in that case, I believe it can still be of help, Tokahiro-kan. I know where that place is. Of course you do. We both do. You just want to tag along, don't you? I don't think Aria-senpai will appreciate you visiting her with your usual tricks in mind. Do I need to remind you what happened last time we tried to peek at her after she finished practice? Blood, sweat, and tears. Shut up! You don't peep on the ladies. That's slander, you know. I should sue you. I would never look upon Aria-sama's glorious body in any state of nudity. Oh, so you haven't seen her naked yet? I've seen a bit of side boob. The hole I found didn't really let me get a good view of... There we go. Someone call the cops. Ikikawa's the peeping Tom has confessed. I playfully patted Ikikawa's shoulders to turn around, grabbed my bag in the process, and prepared to leave. Thanks for the tip, Ikikawa. I'll let the judge know you were the most helpful during the interrogation. This is unfair. I was coerced. I won't say anything. I won't say another word until I speak with my lawyer. You guys are all fucking weird. I need to make voices for some of these people. But I've got a lot of female voices to do coming up, so it's not gonna work too well. Once school's over, I decided to take my chances with the little bit of intel I had managed to obtain from my classmates. If memory served me right, Aria-senpai would be practicing at the dojo today. Of course, I knew her. She was a judo student just like myself, but for whatever reason, she had been refusing to compete in any tournament for a while now. Aria-senpai, are you around? I shouted her name as I parked my bike, looking around for any sign of the girl. Hwa! Hiya! Hiya! Follow the shouts and you will find her. I grinned briefly as I saw Aria seemingly in the middle of practicing a series of motions, almost as if she was fighting an imaginary opponent. Perhaps now is a perfect opportunity to surprise her a little? I snuck closer, making sure to make as low noise as possible before I reached a hand toward her shoulder. Aria. Feeling a hand on her shoulder, Aria reacted. She grabbed hold of my hand and with a loud grunt, shifted away, curling and tipping me over her shoulder. I didn't have time to brace myself for the impact before I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. Hiya! No one sneaks up in the grate. Kunoichi, Aria. Oh, Taka Boy. I didn't realize it was you. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Kunoichi. More like Tasmanian Devil. The throw didn't have a shred of mercy in it. There's no mercy in the ring, Taka Boy. But you learn that now in 2 weeks' time. Let me guess. You want to do some sparring, don't you? I actually came here to ask you something, but I guess a little sparring wouldn't hurt. Oh. Do you want to ask? Oh, what do you want to ask? We've got all afternoon, and I could do a brief bit of break anyways. Where to start? You used to take part in a big and important matches in the past, right? Didn't you ever get nervous before going into the ring? Oh, yeah. This one time I got so nervous I hid in the kitchen cupboards until my dad found me and dragged me to the car. Of course, that was when I was like 8. Well, obviously can't go and hide from a match, but one of my friends made this stupid suggestion that I go and pray to something. Honestly, at this point, I'm willing to do anything to calm down my nerves. Taka boy, are you sure about this? You mean the match? Of course I am. I've been practicing judo ever since I was old enough to walk. This is my chance to finally represent this country and the sport I love. Arya seemed to think for quite a long time, all the while tapping her jaw with a finger, not my finger. That would be weird. Eventually, she snapped her fingers and grabbed a tight hold of me. Alright, I'll tell you the way you can... Words? Alright, I'll tell you the way to this shrine I know. But it's going to require more than the simple clap of your hands and bob of your head. You need to give something to the shrine. Something of value. I guess I have to think of something before we get there. Thanks, Senpai. I appreciate the help. We? Oh, no, Taka boy. I'm not going with you. I've got training to do. Besides, you've got to take this step yourself. I can draw you a map and show an easy way to get here, but you'll be on your own. You're not tagging along? Not in for a little while? Afraid so, Taka boy. Guess I'm gonna grab some paper. I'll draw the map for you. After Arya's return, quick preparations were made and I followed the directions noted down on the map. Surprisingly, it wasn't all that far. However, the hint on how to find my way back in case I got lost was a bit sketchy. Just look down and you'll be able to see the roof from the dojo from anywhere on the hill. The forest near the dojo was my first challenge to overcome. A narrow path coiled along the trees and nearby was the river Ikikawa's sister had mentioned. I followed Arya's scribbles with a bit of skepticism, but after an hour or so, I finally arrived at the supposedly legendary shrine. The shrine itself seemed surprisingly well maintained despite being in the middle of nowhere. It made me wonder if someone could be secretly living there, perhaps some secret martial arts master. The thought of the hermit living and hiding with the shrine in order to prepare himself for an upcoming battle between good and evil started to dwell in my mind. I guess it's too good to be true. I sighed in annoyance at the fact that, aside from the shrine itself, the ground surrounded it seemed completely abandoned. There was no way anyone could be living there. For the time being, I decided to focus on the reason behind my visit. It only took a few moments before I gathered the courage to approach the building. Once inside, I found a rather fancy-looking altar of sorts at the back of the room. I guess this is the thing everyone's talking about. Silently, I folded up the map I had been given. Putting it inside my bag, I approached the altar. I was kind of skeptical about the whole religious aspect, so I wasn't too sure if this was actually going to work. I don't even think luck will do me much good in a match like this. In my opinion, there wasn't any room for things like luck in martial arts. Judo is all about using the knowledge you have gained through training. Of course, a good amount of to their limit. Nothing more and nothing less. How curious. The boy doesn't believe in superstition, and yet he stands here, surrounded by the very thing he denounces. Upon hearing the voice, I looked around, trying to find the source, but there was no one to be seen. Who's there? Quite the cliched question, but the right thing to ask is, where am I? What are you talking about? Show yourself. Not yet. Entertain me for a little while longer, would you? This is a place like no other. Why did you come here, if you do not believe in things such as luck? I came here to prepare myself. Oh, do enlighten me about what this something might be that you're preparing yourself for. I felt a little bit annoyed as the questions continued, but maybe if I kept talking to her, I'd be able to find out where she was hiding. Shield was hiding? Shield. I didn't misread that. That is a shield right there. Okay. I'm preparing for a tournament. A judo match. Judo? What might that be? Seriously? You don't know what judo is? It's a highly skilled combat art. Aha, so you're a warrior. Hesitant to go into battle, and came here in hope of finding the resolve to fight. Finding the resolve to fight. Words. I'm not sure about the warrior part. How fortunate. It just so happens that there is a need for one of your kind. My kind? A hero. The shrine brings fortune to heroes such as yourself. However, every great hero must sacrifice something in return. Sounds like what the others mentioned. Your version sounds better, though. Laughing briefly at the story, I decided to play along and clap my hands together in prayer. So what's next? Do I offer up my allowance or something? Don't be silly. Money is of little importance to a hero. For you, the sacrifice will be something of much greater value. I will be looking forward to seeing what your destiny has in store for you. As if on cue, I began to feel nauseated the moment the girl's words reached my ears, my head spinning wildly. Slowly I staggered backwards, collapsing onto my back. As my vision grew blurry, the sound of approaching footsteps could be heard. Whoa! Jesus Christ! Okay, that's a character, okay. Good luck, hero. You're going to need it. Despite my attempts to get back up, all I managed was a brief look at the girl. The sight of horns and a tail left many questions, but before I had a chance to utter even a single word, my consciousness succumbed to darkness. Dots. Even more dots. So many dots. Rays of sunlight stirred me back to life, a groan of annoyance leaving my mouth while I tried to get back onto my feet. I felt a bit dizzy, but the first thing I noticed was that I was no longer at the shrine. Instead, it looked like the forest near the dojo. Of course, my first thought was to look around to see if I could find the girl from before, but not a trace of her presence remained. To make things even stranger, the path that I had followed amidst the trees seemed better maintained than I remembered. I should probably head home. That thought was cut short when the sound of several female voices could be heard nearby. Get back here! Hikage, stop them at once! Just what do you think you're doing? I'm chasing them. I'm trying to stop them. Yeah, I think they noticed what's missing. Une-sama. Keep running, little ones, and we might just make it. Just when I thought this day couldn't get any weirder, the sound of heavy footfalls could be heard nearby, and music just completely stopped. What in the world is going on here? Further ahead, I saw a couple of girls in fast pursuit of even more girls. However, there was something off about this scene, something that didn't make any sense. The girls being chased had the ears and the tail of an animal, and the pursuers appeared to be armed with a katana nagata, whatever that is. You conniving fox, come back here at once. Return what you stole immediately. Give me back my panties. Hikage, how'd you say something out loud like that? Panties. Oh no, help save us from the rampaging woman. As I watched the girls run off, I couldn't help but find myself struggling with the decision to just leave them be. While I didn't know what in the world was going on, the two girls were armed with rather realistic looking props, surely they couldn't be real, had me worried. I couldn't very well call myself a hero if I let something like this go by without acting. I'm so going to regret this. Mumbling in annoyance, I chased after the girls. Hikage, go around to the left. Right. I said left, why do you always undermine me? I wasn't saying right, I was, you know what, never mind. Just run after them. As I was chasing the girls, I noticed that the trees seemed to be getting denser, making it gradually more difficult to navigate along the path. Une-sama, I don't think I can run much more. I'm starting to feel a bit... Just a little longer, Makiko-chan. Or Mako-chan. We're almost... Mako, not that, not now. Sorry, Une-sama. Scissor attack! I arrived just in time to find the scene stuck in straight for an action movie. The girl's blonde hair collapsed, held in her companion's protective embrace. The two armed girls are approaching them, almost unmistakably with killing instincts running amok. Any seasoned martial arts would have felt it. Those girls are going to be in for a beating if I didn't stop them. We've got you now, thieves. I'm going to personally drag your sorry butts back to town and have you both put into stocks. Maybe I'll even show you how it feels to run around without any undies on. Yeah, although I must admit having a breeze down there does feel kinda nice. Keeps me feeling fresh and tingly. Hikage, goodness, don't you have any shame? This isn't about you, it's about our undergarments, stolen, and these two criminals being brought to justice. Onisama, it hurts. My head hurts. Shh, it's going to be okay, little one. Hey, guards, if you're so desperate to have your underwear back, then here, catch. Stop it right there. However, before I was able to interrupt the conversation, the silver-haired girl tossed something into the air. Whatever it was flying straight towards my head. The two samurai girls instantly grew flustered. I can't see. What the hell tosses it? Peeling the items off my face, I raised them in the air looking like a professor examining an important sample while the thieves made their escape. A pink bra and lacy black panties. Oh boy, I knew this wasn't going to end well. You there, are you in cahoots with those crafty foxes? Hand those back immediately. Those are evidence of a crime and not for anyone else to touch. Drop the panties right now. I'm innocent until proven guilty. It's one of those golden rules of the court. Just stop pointing those weapons at me so I can hand you over your undies without being turned into a shish kebab. What? No, stop. Shut up. Drop the evidence and walk away. I am Tsukino Mio, chief of the village guards, and I am ordering you to drop what you're holding right now. I don't know of any village guards, and I seriously doubt a cop would go around dressed like that and wielding a katana. More importantly, the ground here is muddy and dirty. Are you sure I should drop the evidence here? I mean, I could, but... Cat! Before I could react, the pink-haired girl lunged towards me, the pointy end of her nagat... What is that? Naginata aiming at my gut. My reflexes caught on just in time, and I was able to palm away the spears as if sailed through the air. I struck upwards with the wooden shaft of the weapon, sending it up into the air and causing the girl to lose her balance. Narumi, I did not order you to attack. Fine, I'll just give them back. Jeez, just my luck to find a bunch of crazy girls with weapons. Extending the hand that held the undies, I tried to hand them over, something I would end up soon regretting. Ha! You think I'd fall for something so simple, fool? You may have fooled me once, but I won't let that happen again. The woman swung her weapon wide, arcing the thick wooden pole onto my side before I could dodge. She then lunged forward and grabbed me tightly, pulling my arms around my back, leaving me with sore ribs in a prone position. I could have fought back, but I figured I would only lead more fighting. With the possibility of ending up stabbed, I decided to remain passive. The sword-wounded girl stepped forward and grabbed the silky underwear from my hand triumphantly. Your methods might be crude, but they do get results, Hikage. Tie him up. We'll bring him in for questioning. He probably knows where those pesky thieves are hiding. Right. And people wonder why criminals want to resist arrest at all costs. I mumbled this weekly as the girls at the I still can't say that word. Tied my wrists together with rope, and I soon felt myself dragged by the duo towards the city. Surely, once we were out of the forest, you two will stop this act of yours and let me go, right? As much as I like to fool around, I have more important things to do. The city? We're not taking you all the way there. You'll be spending the night at the village cells, thief. Who are you calling a thief? I'm the victim. First, I get undies tossed in my face, then I had to deal with physical abuse, and now these accusations? Besides, there's no village around these parts. It's a city. You know Tsukino Toshi. Silence. Hikage, if he speaks again before we get to the village, you have my permission to knock him unconscious. Tsundere tyrant. That's funny. And that's how I ended up on my way to the jail cell. Cuffed and dragged by two girls, both who I started to suspect were crazy. Well then, I'm gonna drink some soda while it does this, huh? Alright. When we exit the forest, alarms set off my mind. The city I lived in my whole life. It was gone. You've got to be kidding me. If I wasn't in Toshi, then where the hell was I? Hey, no talking. Come on, I don't want to bop you that much. Kinda. Maybe a punch or two. I just want to know how the heck you blocked my strikes so easily. Your attack had a lot of power behind it, but it was kind of predictable. With the right movement and enough force, that's the result you get. Anyway, I'll play along for a bit. Where in the world are we? This clearly isn't my hometown. I mean, the buildings look more like they belong in some sort of classic samurai movie. Huh? What the heck is a movie? This is Harumaru. It's been here forever. Hikage, I thought I told you to silence him if he spoke again. Actually, you told me that I could, but you didn't tell me that I had to. Must be tough being the subordinate of someone like that. Be quiet, or I will silence you for good. This time I didn't seem to be an idle threat. The girl had unsheathed her katana and was now resting the edge of the blade against my throat. I was already starting to regret having played the hero earlier. Hopefully there would be someone with more common sense in the village. Several minutes later, with tons of dots. I soon found myself confined within a small room, the stern-looking tsundere of a girl glaring down on me while the other girl, who was apparently called Narumi, seemed to have softened up a little. From what I had gathered during the conversations, they had called the village elder to help oversee my questioning. What purpose did these thieves have? Or are you just some pervert who gets of sniffing girls' undies? I ought to castrate you. Whoa, 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 I already told you. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not to mention, anything owned by you would probably smell sour. I couldn't see too well from the cell where they put me, but I was almost certain I could hear me laughing nearby. Tsukino Dono, please call down. Call down? Jesus. You brought him in to learn the reasons behind his presence in the forest, didn't you? That is correct, Elder Sama. I believe he's working together with the fox spirits to steal panties and other undergarments. Objection? Huh? What are you objecting to, young man? The evidence surrounding my defendant's accusations was fabricated. Narumi-san, would you please answer this question for the judge? Was the defendant, that is myself, anywhere near those girls while you two were in pursuit of them? Hold it! Just who are you calling a judge here? Lower your voice or I will strike you down. Hey, Mio-san, maybe the whole anger accusation thing isn't working. This guy clearly isn't a bandit. We could just ask him why he was there in the woods. If he has a valid reason, then sure. If not, then he's clearly a panty thief, and we'll use him as punching bag out in the yard. Finally, and here I thought this was going to be a turnabout case. I sighed deeply, partly accused my own act despite of the seriousness of the situation. Who wouldn't have even thought mimicking characters from games and movies would end up getting me out of trouble? As long as I didn't become an ace prisoner, things would hopefully turn out for the better. A wise idea, Narumi-chan. How about you start by giving us your name? Kushikin. Kushikin Takahiro. So, what were you doing in the forest when these two were chasing the thieves? I'm not entirely sure myself. One moment I was praying at a shrine hidden inside the forest. Then next thing I knew, some weird girl was talking to me. A girl? Yeah, a girl with horns and a tail. I know it sounds weird, but I could have sworn I saw her before I must have fainted. After that I woke up somewhere in the forest. Tsukino Dono, Narumi-chan. Do you recall the stories behind the shrine near our village? Forgive me, Elder-san. I do not recall. I know it's a place of high spiritual energy, a sacred place, but I can't remember the details. Sorry, grandfather. That shrine belongs to Sayuri, a powerful spirit that has been watching over our village for as long as anyone can remember. Unlike the fox spirits, we tend to avoid going too deep into the forest. I still think I could get rid of those pests once and for all if you would just let me go in and find their home. It's probably hidden in some damp cave in the hill or some run-down old house. Humans and spirits rarely mingle, even if they meet with good intentions. The fact that this lad says he saw the spirit means there is a chance that he was there for a reason. Not to mention, did you take a good look at him yet? He seems disorientated, his clothes look foreign. He did seem to be talking gibberish earlier. He claimed to be from a city near here, but there's nothing like that around for miles. He was also talking about something called a movie, and he used some fighting techniques that I've never even seen before. He's still a pervert. I'm not a pervert. I'm perfectly natural for a guy my age to be curious about certain things. Besides, you're talking about how the panties ended up on my face that I had nothing to do with, tsundere tyrant. What did you just call me? I ought to smash you to pieces, you brat. Oh, wait, now that I think about it, those two foxes did look like they were just abandoning them. But grandfather, what does this all mean? I can't be certain, however I believe it is unlikely that he's working together with the fox spirits. Still, I've never even heard of a human to come upon a spirit such as Sayuri. I dare say he might not even be in this world. Of this world. Wait, are you trying to say that I'm in a different world now? That would be the most logical explanation. What in the world would be considered logical? But I have an important tournament in preparation in 2 weeks from now. Well, no one has ever experienced something like this before. We'll have to think of how to deal with your... Hang on, I messed with that. We will have to think of how to deal with you, or if it's even possible to get you back to your own world. In the meantime, a night in the cell won't hurt. He did assault a village guard, and he resisted arrest. He could stay here until he rots for all I care, but I suspect the Elder would wish to have talked with you soon. Ikaji, I'm going to clean myself off. I suggest you do the same. I would take offense for implying that I stink, but that was one hell of a run. Those fox spirits run fast. I'd just like to know more about those techniques, Tahiro-san. If you do happen to stick around, I might want to go a few rounds with you. It's not going to be going anywhere for the time being. It is only for a few hours while we discuss what to do with you. A person such as yourself would end up causing quite the commotion against the villagers, so it's a necessity to convince them that you mean them no harm before we release you. And that was how I found myself stuck in a jail cell while the people responsible for my situation left to deal with their personal errands. This sucks. As if being sent to a different world wasn't bad enough, I'm stuck in jail with my only companion being a pair of beautiful, magnificent, majestic fox sisters, you lucky boy. A pair of beautiful... Wait a second. Yahahaha! Yahoo! Hi there, panty boy. A familiar face appeared at the top of my cell. A blonde girl with golden eyes. As I watched, she flipped over and laid in front of the cell, waving her hands at me. From the side of the cell, another girl appeared, a wry grin on her face. Ah, it's the panty thieves. They're here to reclaim your hostages. They're already back where they belong. Nope, we saw the guards going to the bath and swept the maiden's silk again. Look! With that, she pulled out a pair of lacy silken underwear from her sleeve and stretched it out with her thumbs, showing off her panty prize to me. You came all the way back here to snatch their underwear again? And I'm not sure that the Sundara Tyrant fits the label. The cutie with the katana? You'd be surprised. I happen to believe that she is the innocent as the one can be. She seems far too uptight to let any man touch her. As for returning to the village, we have a debt to settle. I smiled weakly as I wondered what the fox meant by debt. I'm not sure what this debt of yours might be, but I think you better leave before those two return. You don't seem to be on friendly terms with the samurai girls. Wait, if he doesn't know about it, we can just leave, Una-san. Mako, that's not how we do things. Young man, your actions allowed us to escape our earlier predicament without harm. This places us in your debt, for which we are repaying you now. Mako, do the magic. Okay. The young girl walked forward and placed her hands upon the locked door of the cell. She began mumbling something that I couldn't even begin to understand, and her hands began glowing brightly. Different worlds, girls. What? Okay, now I get it. Different worlds, girls wielding weapons, and now fox girls using magic. Next on the list, I'm going to find a talkative magical sword that is destined to save the world. That said, I was curious to see what this magic would do to the lock keeping me imprisoned. Ha! The glow flared for a moment before quickly fading. There was a hiss and a sizzle, and the lock dripped to the floor in a mess of melted metal. Well done, Mako-chan. You did very well. Relax for now, alright? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be the most surprised about. The fact that a girl just melted a steel lock, or that I'm starting to accept that this is normal. This level of magic is extraordinary. Mako-chan is quite gifted. But as I said, we were here to settle our debt. If you would like, we can escort you back to the forest where we first encountered you. I do, however, suggest that you decide quickly. The guards not bathe for long. I should know, I've observed them for a while. Well, I don't plan on sticking around, so I'm glad they come the two of you out of here. Maybe I'll be able to find my way back home. Lead the way, peeping Tammy. Machiko. Sakura no Machiko. Not Tammy. Takahiro. But I suggest we keep the introductions for later. Very well then, Taka-kun. Follow. As I was stepping out of the cell, the sound of a familiar voice boomed in the distance. Thieves! Crafty fox kleptomaniacs! I'll skin you alive! I think that's our cue to get out of here. And with that, the three of us darted out of the prison. Jesus Christ. I think I'm gonna save the rest for next time. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this thread now. So I'll see you guys next time. But until then, this has been Mask Man and Fox Girls logging off.